Let's try that again.
Yeah, I think we're now live, so hello everybody and welcome to the Comb Racing League. We're here for Tier 2, round 14 out of 16 for a sprint race around Mexico. Once again joined by the amazing Spider-Up.
Hey, the amazing Spider-Up. See, that's stuck and it works.
It works, it really does. And this time the stream hasn't immediately crashed. So, looking better than last time. But yeah, sprint race, so one-shot quali, quick sprint race, and then a feature race to follow, which means 37 points available for any one driver to get, given the 0 point system. 6 for winning the sprint, 30 for winning the race, and then that one fastest lap.
I say it's a massive, massive thing. This close towards the end of the season to have a sprint race, everybody is going to want to have a chance of getting them extra points.
Oh yeah. So we had a look around the numbers. Mathematically speaking, on raw numbers, 8 drivers still in the championship fight. Realistically, only 5 stand a chance. The three of them are just so far down that they won't even be in it at the end of this race. Liam, current championship leader in the Ferrari, yet to win a race this season. Just sheer consistency holding him up there. T-Griff 26 points behind him, could leave today championship leader. The others a bit further back. McConey 41 points off the lead. Farrell 50 points and Waitsy 58 points. So here we go, one-shot quali now starting. Give me some wonderful camera angles.
What are you hoping for today, Josh? What is it that you want to see out of Mexico? Because it is one of those you either love it or you hate it tracks, let's face it.
Yeah, well, honestly, a little bit of chaos. I mean, we saw here already Liam, a qualifying ban. We actually caught him on stream last week of using track limits. So the reason why he's retired is because I got him a quality ban. But honestly, well, it's going to be... Oh, yeah, of course. The Liam comeback, yeah, we're looking forward to that, seeing what he can do, if T-Griff can close that gap down. At the moment, not doing very strong here, the P2 in the championship. There's a hello to whoever that is, Colin. I'm sure you're part of CRL, I don't recognise the name immediately. A bit of support for Waitsy P5 in the championship. But yeah, honestly, I just want to see the top guys close up in terms of points. I mean, the battles here can be really good. You've got a massive straight. The Mexico, one of the 4 shortest tracks on the calendar, up there with the likes of Monaco and Interlagos. Cannot remember what the other one is. This is just a hedgehog factor I remember from last season.
Oh, and Knowles' retired from the session. Has he got a qualifying ban, or is that a crash out?
I think that must be a crash out. He's been put down beneath Liam, so I think he must have put it in the wall somewhere at the moment. Id's leading this, looking to start up the front as the order. Yeah, no, he's got it by just over a tenth and a half over Steiny. Then DC third, Dylan, the reserve in that Williams. 3 reserves today as War Daddy's going to be the last man to cross the line. I think it looks like 14 of the drivers managed to clean lap, a few of them not the cleanest. Who are the reserves? You've got Dylan in the Williams.
I say it every week, but I want a wet race.
Oh yeah. There we go, let's give a quick run through the order. I'll let you run through.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so Shu taking pole position with a 1 minute 16.2. Steiny 1 minute 16.4. Then on the setting up the rest of the grid, we've got Real DC, Dylan, Indian Jesus, Waitsy, McConey, T-Griff, Tobes, and Strauss is your first half of the grid. My man Scott is in P11. Hey. All things we want to see. Cold Paradox is in 12th. 4-star is in 13th. Ennis in 4-star in 13th. Ennis in 14th. Hobbsy in 15th. Farrell, then War Daddy, Cohen, Liam, and Nosey bringing up the rear.
Yeah, so going to be a good race. Alright, your dad's in tier 3 and Waitsy is your buddy. Okay. Wow, new racing here then. CRL's great. And as I'm sure as you're about to see.
Is that overcast?
A little bit of clouds.
Is that overcast?
Oh my goodness. It seems your wish has come true.
I'm just going to dig out my mask and do me rain dance.
I don't think you need to. Mr. Freefall has informed us 80 to 90% rain all race. So we are going to have a wet one.
I'm sorry, boys. I love you to pieces, but I wanted to see some carnage tonight.
So this really thrown a spanner in the works, and honestly, really, really good news for Liam with his quali ban. Because a wet race is just so much more opportunity to try and get back up through the grid, as we have the usual mechanics doing their kind of weird T-pose inside each other thing.
They love it. They know we're watching. They know what we expect from them. They're doing the alien poses.
Yeah, no, this should be a good one.
Well, 12 laps in the sprint, it's going to be carnage to begin with, and then 36 laps coming up in the main race.
Yeah, from the sound of things, it is going to be a dry sprint. We didn't hear any mention of it being a wet one, and drivers starting on the mediums, with the exception of Liam, who just wants to work his way through the field, I guess, on the softs. Not necessarily bad strategy from him. That far down the order, we know he's fast, he's leading the championship. Yet to win a race, but it's the consistency, and it's that consistency that will help take him up through the field here.
It just proves you don't need to win a race to be the best. So long, like you said, consistency is the key.
Yeah, I mean, the one disadvantage is if it gets to count back, he's done for. But I mean, if you're winning on points anyway, why does that matter?
Exactly.
Yeah, we have had CRL seasons decided. Tier 2 Season 2, that was 4-star, tied on points with Panda and lost on countback there.
That's a shame, that.
Went on to win the Tier 3 championship though at a later season, so
that's the main thing.
Has got some silverware to his name. Back up with the Tier 2 boys now, and currently 9th in the standings. He's tied for points. 4-star War Daddy and Real DC all have 76 points. After 13 rounds, all three of them are tied.
We've still got two good tracks to come up after this last sprint race of the season for CRL, but coming up next week is Jeddah, and then the season finale, we go over to Belgium.
Yeah. Lovely countryside, only F1 race I've been to Belgium. Been to the Silverstone track,
beautiful.
Never to the race itself. But nice. I mean, it's,
I've booked me
it's
holidays
good tracks,
for this year. I'm off to Zante. This year, looking forward to that. Obviously predicted split stops for a sprint race. It's not mandatory, so the only reason these boys should be coming in is if they have had a bit of damage, or maybe a safety car to maybe switch up them tyres.
Well, yeah, I mean, Liam's starting on the softs. We'll see how he works that out. But I mean, you know, it's better than us. He's faster than us for sure. So,
you want to count him in today, or do you want me to do it? Or
I'll let you do it. I think more enthusiastic voice should take that role. Hang on.
No, that's absolutely fine. Well, we're just waiting for the grid to reform back up. I believe they are now back together as we get underway for the final sprint of the season for this tier. It is lights out. We are just waiting for them to go. It is lights out, and away we go. And it looks like Shu is off to a good start. The camera angle I've got is naff. But Shu has broken away, but it is going 5 wide to begin with, potentially 6 wide. This could be nuts.
Oh my goodness!
And we're going to come up to turn 1.
Waitsy on the inside.
What's it going to be?
DC on the outside, 3 wide. Shu holds on. But Waitsy up 3 positions.
What a start! And we've already got a yellow flag.
Who have we lost? Hobbsy and Tobes further down the order.
I think they had a bit of a clash going into turn 1, but Shu managing to get out of there. It looked like it was going to be a bit close, but he has managed to escape. By the looks of it, damage free.
And here we go. Waitsy trying to challenge DC for that P2 position. But it's Steiny, the biggest loser up front, down 3 positions from his P2 start. Actually, Shu miles ahead. Yeah.
Shu's got a 1.5 second gap, and we're only halfway through lap 1.
Yeah, now he did tell us his name is meant to be Ids. I don't know whether Shu comes in or if it's Dutch. I don't understand, but his name is not actually Shu.
No, but Shu has kind of stuck.
Yeah, it has.
So, Shu,
yes, we've had a Steiny. Is that into the pits or is that a spin? No, that's a spin. Steiny is spinning in the last sector right before the exit onto the last big straight. That is going to cost him. Any overtakes going on? It seems, yeah, here, 4P17. What's this? Hobbsy, Ennis and Tobes. Who's going to come out on top? Hobbsy on the inside, Tobes on the outside. Looks like Hobbsy's got through first. Tobes and Ennis fighting away here. And you know what? Ennis has gone around the outside of turn, I think 2, but he's got the cutback in that McLaren. Don't know if that was Sereno in the position back or not, but the Aston Martin coming back again. It's just to quickly comment, Liam now up to P9 from his quali band where he started.
I don't know if there's been a bit of a stall or a bit of a bump, but Tobes very slow going into. We've got a yellow flag further down the back as well, and it looks like a Red Bull.
It's Waitsy in the wall. I see his end plate still intact, so if it is damage, it is minor damage, but that is him way down the order and not where he wants to be if he wants to stand any chance of fighting for that championship. Right down to the bottom for him.
Well, we're on board. I'm on board with T-Griff at the minute. A little battle going on for P5, potentially all the way up to P4. See how it goes down here for a minute. But Dylan's setting a 1 minute 19.3 for the faster, and DRS is now enabled.
Yep, going to be from that second straight where the drivers can use it. I'm on board with Liam, watching him cut through the pack at the moment up to P8.
Waitsy is into pits, but it looks like he has got wing damage, so there will be a wing change here. Either that or his tyres are going to be dead. He's jumping onto the softs though, but he can go 9 laps. Interesting.
We'll have to see. Drivers seems fairly settled down at the moment. Of course, only Liam on those softs, still going to be the quicker tyre for the moment.
That's a brave call though from Liam, to be fair. To try and stick 12 laps on the softs around Mexico, that's very brave.
Yeah. Made a really good
we got another yellow flag. This time it's a McLaren and it's Tobes again.
McLaren almost split in the field for P1, P19.
Oh, they got one at the front, one at the back. What do they want? Oh, 3-4's gone for a bit of a spin as well.
Yeah, way down the order. Had a very good
for a man who's a reserve driver. He's been here.
Yeah, I was thinking. I was having a look earlier.
3-4 came 11th.
While his reserve has been in nearly half the races, he does only have 4 points to his name this season. He just makes sure to always show up and always give us donuts at the end of every race.
Yeah, he knows what the fans want to see, and he's there to give the fans exactly what they want.
So here we go, 4P2, Dylan DC through the first 3 corners. Dylan,
contact!
Him a little bit wide there, and I'm not quite sure as a head admin you want to be pushing around on a circuit like this. Is Liam looking for P7 with Farrell. Oh, and contact! He tagged the back of the AlphaTauri of Indian Jesus, and he's dropped down to P11, nearly swiping Strauss's front wing off. And taking, spinning himself again on that car. But no, got himself up into P7 and then immediately contact. Luckily, only himself he affected his DC out of the race.
Oh, we got DC, he's out! And that's in the wall. 3-second time penalty for 3-4, multiple warnings. The safety car has been deployed. Now, this could play into Liam's advantage right here. Jump on for some fresh mediums.
Yeah, but also
hold it out
up front with that 4-second gap. Now lost that. I mean, they had a huge amount of security that race, and now that's gone. Which is a huge shame for him. Actually, DC, I've just realised, he had that battle with Dylan. Dylan pushed him wide, and then almost immediately he's gone on to DNF the very next sector. I wonder if that was just letting his frustrations get to him. Because I imagine the crash, I think he was far enough back that it wouldn't have been caused by another driver. Not that I saw for certain. That could have been the frustration getting to him.
Watching, unfortunately.
Problems. Right.
But as expected, a lot of the back of the pack have come in for
softs, yeah, as you would. Liam in for more fresh softs, so soft to soft for our championship leader. And due to the amount of drivers you have pit further down, who's only coming from P11, so not even lost all that much. From the
this is good news for the Waitsy if he can get his foot down. At the moment, he's crawling along in 19th.
But he's not pitting. Oh, actually, he pit literally 2 laps ago, so of course he's not pitting. Gonna jump Tobes.
Taking it cautiously.
Yeah, not quite Hobbsy, but not starting right at the back, so hop on board. So Nolsey is going to be the back of the runners, yet to pit, still on the medium tyre. Liam will be leading our boys on soft once again, I guess, although last time he was the only driver on soft.
Well, we said we wanted carnage, we said we wanted mayhem, and it only took 4 laps for them to deploy a safety car.
Yep, still 2 Aston Martins out on track though. The thing is, one of them is the safety car, the other one is our reserve of Ennis. No more is DC.
We started off so well this season, and first half of the season we did really well. We were dominating, we were having points on the board, we were leading the constructors. And then after the
Aston
break,
Martins,
it's all just gone downhill from there.
Yeah, actually, DC saying here it was the curb that got him, and Shu airing his frustrations about losing that time gap he had. With in both cases a bit of language kicking in that cannot be repeated.
It's okay, Shu. You don't have to use that type of language with us.
But to be fair, I mean, he's still in a very strong position. He's got 9 cars between him and Liam. Sure, he might have lost that lead, but he's shown over the other drivers he is faster than them. He can pull away. So there's a high chance.
The medium runners believing that those tyres are going to last for the remainder of the race, and to be fair, they probably will.
Yeah, especially with this.
Beyond the
break.
Safety car. Beyond the safety car, it's obviously not going to degrade them tyres. Yeah.
I can't imagine we'll have another lap behind the safety car here.
All depends if Waitsy and Tobes can catch up. I mean, they are starting to catch up, but I can't see them taking much longer.
Yeah, and now we do actually have a McLaren sandwich that we were talking about earlier.
Now, fun fact. Now, DC races under the number 66. Today is May the 4th, so it is Star Wars Day. Now, he executed Order 66 on himself.
Yeah. You picked your day well.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we should be making a few more Star Wars puns and jokes as we go along today.
I'm sure we can find some. I mean, there is some Star Wars facts. I mean, in the Andor series, the McLaren HQ, that was obviously used as a set location.
As we get the safety car in this lap.
Yes. Now, the question is Shu going to stall, or is he just going to go for it?
Well, it's this last sector. The thing is, the safety car isn't actually all that far ahead. He can't really go yet. I mean, it's quite easy in Mexico. You get the other person to lose the traction through one of these corners and you just go, but it seems waiting until the line, possibly a mistake. Let's see, when's he going to go? Not really caught Dylan out.
He's punched it.
The Williams 3/10 behind him, of course. All drivers going to be using ERS here. It's down in P4. I think we might see the first overtake though. Indy Jesus right on the tail of T-Griff, who actually himself is under threat from Farrell. Ooh, side by side for P4. And yeah, T-Griff
dropped.
No, he span. Contact with Indian Jesus from the looks of things, and that is him right the way down the order. P4 down to P19, straight the way down. Not what he wanted. Oh, hang on, what have I just hopped on board with here?
There's Indian Jesus.
It's all kicking off. There's a ghosty driver in there somewhere.
What's going on? They're all going wide.
Look how close that pack is. They're going. They're closer than they were in the starting grid.
Closer than there's that.
There's Nolsey and Liam side by side. We've had a driver dropped. Oh my goodness. Liam up into
Indian Jesus
P8.
again. I know we said we wanted carnage, lads, but this is a bit.
This is a step too far. Going to give the stewards a bit of a hard job tomorrow.
Free reports alone from that safety car restart. Oh, there's yellow flags again. This time it's Tobes.
No. Tobes seems really struggling in the sprint race. Hopefully he can turn it around in the wet weather. But of course, actually, all the drivers are not going to be using dry setups, are they? Knowing that the full race where the real points are.
Well, that's the thing. Are these boys using wet setups on a dry track at minute? Because that won't be comfortable for them. Let's face it. I mean, you can make it work, but
well, I mean, it's just you'll be a bit slower down the straight, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, I mean, imagine Sector 2 is a bit nicer with the wet setup. Just obviously slower.
Yeah, because them S's can catch you out and they can throw you off. They're not forgiving.
And they did catch DC out. Got himself on the curb. Went for a spin as that's another yellow for Tobes.
I believe it's Tobes again. 3-4, given another 3-second penalty. That's 2. The only driver to have a penalty so far. So as it stands, he will be looking at finishing about 17th.
Yeah, what have we got now? Just 5 laps. Can I count? 4 laps remaining. I can't count.
Yeah, 4 laps after the remainder of this one.
Just for reference, I am doing a maths degree at the moment, so I should be able to count.
That's fine. So yeah, 4 laps remaining of the sprint race before we get onto the main race.
Oh my goodness, 4-star. Is he using ERS? Oh, he is using. He's burnt all his ERS. Liam behind him, 50% more ERS. was going to say, he's losing an awful lot on the straights, just behind P9. Cold Paradox, Nolsey, seems Cold Paradox is up through into that P9 on those
A lot of these
soft
drivers
tyres.
have burned through their ERS, by the way. I'm just going through them one by one. And there's so many which is below 50.
Right, Liam and Forster, what can he do? Forced to go around the outside here, and again it's going to be the outside line. Going into the next part of the track, let's get a view. Cold Paradox watching from behind, but no, Liam, he's got the inside line now and up into P7 for our championship leader.
Very clean, a lovely bit of racing there from them drivers. They know we were watching and they put on a show. Yeah,
now something to comment. Shu no longer with the gap he had at the start of the race as that freefall goes for a spin further down the order. Shu only with 4/10 compared to that 4 seconds that he had beforehand. You've still got a bit of a gap down to McConey in P3, one of the boys fighting for the championship. I guess quite happy just to be in the points, be in a good position for the race itself. But let's see, ERS wise, Dylan is at the advantage. 3 laps left to try and get up into that top position, but honestly, it's only worth 1 more point, and it's only, well, I guess moving slightly across on the grid, so it isn't worth a massive amount. It's almost worth working together with Shu here to guarantee they both end up on the front row. I don't know if the two drivers know each other or what, but the smart move might just be to run away with it, accept you're in P2, take the P2, and then gun for the win when the race comes and the heavens open with that rain we have been forecast.
Wet Mexico. It's going to be fun.
So hang on, the two Alfa Romeos having a bit of a fight here. Watching their names switch in. Hobbsy just behind Strauss. It seems Strauss might have now completed that move.
No team orders, being free to let them race. They are both out of the points as it stands. Remember, CRL doesn't award to 8 like we do in real F1. We award to the top 6.
Yeah, only top 6 for the sprint, but it is top 12 for the actual race, with 30 points being awarded for the win. As all Waitsy having a small moment down there with his battle for Ennis. Him in P12.
2 laps left to go, and by the looks of it, Shu is still a bit comfortable, but Dylan is hot on his tail. It's going to be between these two boys over the next 2 laps, so I'm going to stick on board with Dylan, and I'm going to see if anyone makes any mistakes.
Yeah, we just saw there War Daddy passed Farrell up into P5, fighting for the last of the points from the sprint race. Looks like Farrell going to try and come back at him here. Why has he got a DRS? Oh, did War Daddy get it? I think he might have. Overtook him late enough on that last straight. As that is Steiny a lap down, bringing out a yellow flag. Hopefully it doesn't cause too many issues for drivers looking to overtake. Coney picking up 3 seconds. Ooh, that is
just going from bad to worse, and he's going to be getting blue flagged any second as well, going into the last lap. So he's going to have to let these boys past.
Ooh, Liam getting argy-bargied a bit wide there by Farrell. The two of them coming through the stadium section. Neither driver really wanting to surrender here. Both of them being very liberal with track limits. So all contact there between the two of them. Now, who got DRS? I think it was Farrell who got DRS.
Dylan has got ERS at the front, and he's gone for the overtake on Shu. He's trying, he's pushing, they're going wide.
Oh, he's round.
Oh!
The Dutchman is into the wall, and that is him flying down the order. Where's he going to come out?
That is one for the stewards. He's popped out P12, still potentially falling. He's popped down to P12.
Yeah, I think P12 was where I was settled.
Was a very risky move for Dylan, and it will be 100% put to the stewards, that one.
The thing is, I think what Dylan did was okay. I mean, I didn't have the best camera angle, but it almost looked like
I think there may have been
Dylan was far enough
contact.
wide. Yeah, I mean, maybe it was, but I think Shu just didn't quite leave himself enough space. It's just hard to say now, but Dylan, I mean, easily with the lead here. McConey, of course, with that 3-second time penalty. We'll watch Dylan come through that last stadium section.
What we did with Tier 4 is we did invite the sprint winners in the post-race interviews at the end. So we'll get Dylan, McConey, and Cal Cohen at this moment in time.
No, we won't get McConey
down.
Coney's going to be P4. It'll be War Daddy.
Oh!
McConey, penalties dropping him down to P4, but Farrell and Liam picking up the last of the sprint points. Flying down the order, all the packs so close together after that safety car to Alfa Romeo's 13th, 14th. Indian Jesus next.
We said we wanted an eventful sprint, and it's certainly something that we got there, especially on that last lap between Dylan and Shu.
Yeah.
We're just gonna go for a trip down into paddock to see see what's going on. Ted Bates, sorry, Ted Kravitz, down to you. This is what we could do with Ted. We need a Ted.
We need a Ted. There we go. Ennis last man to cross the line. Let's see. Sounds like Cole Paradox did something to Indian Jesus. Cal Cohen is saying he does want a quick chat, as is War Daddy, so we'll try and invite them in. I need to quickly run through the order though, just so we can see what has gone on here. So ignore the points. It is top 6 who get them.
I'll read them out if you want to get them in. Dylan taking a controversial win in the sprint, then Cal Cohen followed by War Daddy, McConey in P4, Farrell P5, and Liam rounds off your points in P6. Moving on from that, we've got Cal Paradox in 7th, 4-star in 8th, Nosey in 9th, and Waitsy in 10th. T-Griff drops all the way down to P11. Shu, which we're going to have to get him in. He's in P12, Strauss in 13th, Hobbsy in P14, Indian Jesus 15th, Scott in 16th, Tobes in 17th, Ennis in 18th, Steiny in 19th, and Rio DC all the way down.
Sure if they'll join now, but
well, we'll see if they come in for a quick chat. Obviously they can chat during the formation lap and then they'll have to dash back to their cars. But a wet Mexico is what we would like to see.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the whole race, so we'll see if that ends up being Inter's wet, as Dylan has joined. We will not be able to hear him immediately.
Dylan, talk us through that last lap. What happened there, mate?
Hang on, not just yet, because he can't be heard on stream until I've connected to him, because, I don't know, funny internet things. But I will let Dylan know when he can be heard on the stream. So hopefully it won't be too long at the race. Well, drivers choosing setup strategies now.
Wait, Dylan.
Hi, can you hear me, Dylan?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, first off, congratulations on that win. Can we ask what happened in that first chicane? Was that contact? Was that just him spinning himself?
I think it's him spinning himself. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the perfect camera angle, but to be honest, from what I did see, that's what it looked like.
No.
Probably happened.
Yeah, it's more like him losing it himself. So yeah.
Yeah, well, pole position for the feature race. Best of luck with that. Guess you're not going to be hanging around too long. You get the formation lap now.
Oh, I did. Oh.
No, it's appreciated, Dylan, for a quick chat, and well done once again on your sprint.
Cheers.
Yeah, best of luck in the race. Right, so there we go. That was our sprint race winner,
Dylan's
our now
opinion.
pole sitter.
Well, Cal Cohen has decided, you know what, I might be starting in P2, but I'm off a bit early.
and I guess we have the advantage if any of our front runners end up on the podium again, they can just join straight back into the party. Gave them all an invite, but I guess it took too long to do so. But we'll see here. So Liam already picking up 1 point. In fact, I'm going to add the points of the boys who got them.
The predicted pit stop is that it's going to be either a 1 or a 2 stop on Inters.
Do you know what? None of our top 3 are in the championship fight whatsoever.
No, all the championship fighters do not have a good sprint.
Yeah. Already Steiny out of the championship fight from that sprint race alone. So I'm going to remove his name off my spreadsheet. He's gone.
I'm going to act like Ted for a second. I'm going down to paddock to see what's going on. Reports from the paddock is that Shu got stuck in 5th gear going into that corner, so it could literally be that there was no contact and Shu bottled it.
Ah. Well, by the way, not ideal.
Well,
yeah, for him at all. Guess I'll be hoping to bring that back in the race.
Well, plenty of opportunities. It is going to be a wet race for the majority of it, but it looks of it. Well, when it's a wet race, you don't have to pit. Are any of these boys going to be brave enough to do that, though? That is the question.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure we have any Alex Elbon impressionists on this grid. We'll have to see. We do have a Williams on pole, so you never know. What can Dylan do? Dylan, he's a reserve,
boy has gone for. Dylan is a reserve, yeah. Every boy has gone for intermediate tyres. So
hang on, who is this back here? Free falls get completely the wrong angle. I didn't quite catch the whole thing, but.
Well, once again, I can't see the lights unfortunately because I've got a billboard in the way, but we are going to 5 lights out.
And they're off, so here we go. On the outside is Dylan, who looked to have quite a strong start. Calco on the inside, not able to pull alongside, but under threat behind from War Daddy. So here we go, see all the cars flying down, changes around the mid-pack of the order. Farrell and McConey for P4. Coming down
Dylan uses 30% of his ERS going up to the first corner, desperate to make that breakaway. And corner taken in Mexico in the wet is never fun.
Yeah, and of course, turn 1 straight in the wet. I mean, they had the practice of the formation lap, sure, but even then, it's not quite the same as gunning it down at full speed with a pack of 20 cars hurtling with you.
Especially when you use an ERS just to get that quick speed as well.
Here we go, P4, Waitsy and Farrell fighting away here. I think Waitsy got the advantage, Farrell onto the curb. Seat further behind.
4-star up to P10, Real DC, Nolsey, all gaining positions from that start. Strauss as well gaining positions.
Ow, look at T-Griff here, up 5 positions. He's passed his championship rival of Liam. T-Griff P2 in the championship. Didn't pick any up from the sprint race, but already making up for that. Moving from 11th to P6. Just the first couple of sectors. We do still have the Ferrari of Liam right on his tail. So no spinners so far. I'm not seeing any big losers. Nolsey's down 6 positions, just Dylan getting fastest lap there, and already nice lead for the Williams driver up front. 8 tenths back. Does have, what's that looking to be, about 8%, 7% less ERS. Really, it's not that much in the grand scheme of things, but not going to have any DRS this race. It's going to be all down to tyres, to strategy, to what drivers can do with their engine alone. None of that extra press the button to speed up this race. Just further down the order, I think reserve of Ennis. Is he having trouble? Maybe he went deep there, I'm not sure, but Tobes is having a crack at him. Some minor contact between 2 British-based teams. Board with Freefall now on the tail of Nolsey, the reserve, the man who can never seem to line up onto his grid square and always gives us the most wonderful donuts at the end of an exciting race. Just add that bit more flavour.
Well, looking at the sky, it looks like there is breaks in the cloud. Could this be one of those where it says it's going to be wet for the entire race, but it dries up halfway through? One of those we'll just have to wait to see. And Steiny, 3-second time penalty already on lap 2. It's wet conditions. We're going to see a lot of penalties, I reckon, because of this.
Well, It's those S's, isn't it? I mean, you just go slightly over the white line and you pick up a warning and you go that bit much further. And you pick up a straightaway 3 seconds.
As well, you either ride the curb or you try to avoid it. And if you do ride the curb, you've got to commit
hang on
to
here,
it.
sorry. For P11, 4-star Indian Jesus side by side. Minor contact there. And actually behind, Hobbs getting a perfect view of it. Might even get involved. Is Hobbs, nearly having a moment there. Is he going to drop back a place to his teammate of Strauss? I think Strauss is. He's on the outside, but he's got a bit more to work with.
Oh, he got a yellow flag. Tobes.
It's behind. There's some battle going
just
on
before the
here.
line.
P7, McConey, Liam. Liam does seem to be struggling a bit in the wet here. Seems unusual from him, but another one of his championship rivals has got past. First T-Griff, now McConey. Current P2
well,
and
is
P3.
Liam running a dry setup? That's the question.
Oh no, that's a good shout. I hadn't even considered that one. I mean, he does just about have ERS in his favour there, but his Cole Paradox a very weak exit there. Indian Jesus actually so much better. He rear-ended him. Cole Paradox seems so unsure. I mean, he's lost 3 seconds to the car ahead. Indian Jesus right on his tail, really pressuring him, taking such better lines. He's thinking about at this point just let his teammate through. It's on the outside, and I imagine this will be fairly clear cut overtake. We'll see who else can pass Cole Paradox, given his current struggles of pace. It's behind side by side for Strauss and 4-star. While it is for P12, there is still 1 point available for that, and it is just about moving up through the order as contact further down here. Hobbsy and 4-star.
Fastest lap switching between drivers.
Yeah, Wardad in P3 picking it up there.
Oh, we got yellow flag in sector 3. I don't know if it's for a Red Bull, if it's for 4-star, if I'm honest.
No, I think it's for Indian Jesus. Indian Jesus seemed to have a bit of a moment, going much slower,
well, I'll tell you
passed
what,
by a load of drivers.
Drivers behind 4-star on the other end are catching and gaining. They nearly went 3 wide at one point. And there is going to be a bit of a battle going on mid-pack, to be fair, so I'm going to stay on board with these boys and see what happens.
Yeah, Indian Jesus DC now there, side by side. Oh, hang on, 3 wide. Where did that car come from? Steiny making his presence known.
Trying to go 4 wide.
Oh my goodness, I'm looking backwards from Indian
Coming
Jesus
up to this corner,
here.
is there going to be contact anywhere? No, I don't know. Was there a bit of contact there between DC
there's
and
a wide
Steiny?
Aston Martin. Here we go,
Both
Steiny,
the Aston
DC,
Martin
Ennis
boys down
and
below.
Freefall. Ooh, looked like he was about to rear-end him there. Some drivers.
The Aston Martin boys are pulling away from 3-4 at the minute, so I'm going to watch this battle with the Astons for now.
Yeah, you can't overtake there, not from that far back.
Ennis looks like he was going to them for a second, didn't he?
Yeah, had a sneaky peek, decided, you know what, I'll bide my time.
Well, is it me, or does that rain look like... I don't think it has, but it looks like it may be starting to die, maybe?
But not from my perspective. I don't know what you're seeing on the track, but still plenty of rain coming down onto the track. So have another quick look again. The top 3 where they started out. There's others who have changed to it. McConey down 2, McConey down 3, Liam down 2, Knowlesy down 5.
Well, we are patiently awaiting the Tier 1 boys to start their run in Mexico. Naturally, a sprint race across all 4 tiers. The Tier 3 and the Tier 4 boys have already done theirs. Obviously, Tier 2 has done theirs. We're just waiting patiently for Tier 1 to get going.
Yeah, it's Ennis there, catching up, going a little bit deep, not able to make the move on his teammate. Certainly seems to be quicker than his teammate. But at the moment, just being held up. Ennis is reserving here. Don't know how much practice he would have done. I doubt he would have done any wet practice. That is for sure.
Let's face it, it's not a track where you anticipate it to be wet, to be fair, Mexico.
No, Liam losing yet another position, this time to shoot the man who had that instant in the sprint race. Dropped from, well, essentially first all the way down to 12th. Now gotten his way back up to P8. 6th of the sprint race is down. There's another overtake occurring. Actually, no, only 5 laps down so far. There's T-Griff up into P5. Did Coney have a moment there? I'm not sure, but here we go. Farrell looking to get the position back from the Haas. No, decides better of it. these four here, battle for P4, seeming to start to kick off a little bit.
Well, Farrell has used the majority of his ERS, so he's going to be wanting to be building that back up. It's only 6 laps in, 30 laps to go in the wet.
Yeah, surprising lack of incidents so far. I mean, clearly something's happened to Tobes. Don't remember if we saw that and I forgot about it, but most of the pack just kind of small gaps, but not massive.
Perhaps the T-Griff going for a bit of a wobble, but nothing too much to worry about. The start of Sector 2.
Yeah, now one of the big things...
Surprisingly calm so far.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking that as well. There is a big gap, though, between P9 and P10. Carl Paradox struggling massively, and the drivers behind struggling to get past him. When if we watch Strauss, we'll see if he can close in or not. The Alfa Romeo chasing the AlphaTauri here. But that top 9 just faster. I mean, about a second a lap faster across the course of the race so far.
I'm going to say it's been a very... We've had a couple of bumps, we've had a couple of penalties. Nothing too major to report on them, but yeah, these boys are getting in comfortable, and as should you. Still got 29 laps to go with nice wet weather. Well, we're in the dry, they're out there in the wet, so I'm glad my race was dry.
Yeah, just seeing, is there going to be any moves here? Knowles, he seems to be a little bit too far back from Hobbs. The up ahead can close that distance down though. But no DRS to help aid overtake. Just got to get in the slipstream. Excuse me, save your ERS for the right moments.
Slipstream, ERS and pure talent is what it comes down to in a wet race. Do I, don't I, it's...
Yeah,
well,
well,
that's that little bit extra level of skill.
Well, of course, you've got that Lando Norris, any damage to the car, no, just talent. So hopefully none of the drivers suffering at the same damage to their race so far. Steiny and DC side by side here in the second sector. Seems Steiny is surrendering that position in the end, deciding side by side into the S's in the wet. Perhaps not the smartest idea in the world. Sam for a second there, like he had a massive moment. I think just a little bit of netcode there. He's going to pick up a warning for that one.
Sorry to interrupt, but War Daddy is trying to hunt down the top 2. Slowly gaining positions. Not much to really report on the front, just apart from that.
Yeah, Steiny having a little moment there, but not enough to unsettle the car too much. Coney burning some ERS. It seems he's committing to try and go for an overtake on Farrell here, but I don't think he's burnt enough ERS there. I think he should have saved more, gone for a later overtake. For now, just use the slipstream to keep up nice and close. Nothing too drastic just yet. It's further down the order. Indian Jesus flying past Knowlesy there, easily through past that AlphaTauri himself. Actually, nearly under threat from another car behind. And that's a yellow, and that is Steiny. Oh, hang on, he might pick a penalty for that one. Yep, he is.
He will get a penalty.
that was not a smart move.
To be fair, that could have been a lot more harsher, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I was thinking you're lucky it wasn't a 5 or a 10 for that one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking it was going to be a 5 at least.
So, yeah, you've
got
gone
on stream that, unfortunately, Steiny.
I think the penalty would be enough. He's already just had a crash.
Yeah. I don't know, we could kick him while he's down.
Yeah.
Nah, we're not that mean. We're not that evil in CRL. We're one big happy family. But
Well,
that family that gets all invited to the wedding, we're all sat on the same table, we don't know what to say.
Further down. Steiny to short even more penalties, and I'm pressing the wrong buttons here.
Well, Dylan has spreaded that gap too, just it's fluctuating. Another 3-second penalty there for Farrell, or is it his first one? All
That's
I know
his
is that
first
there's now
one.
4
There's actually
drivers
Farrell
with
under
penalties.
threat from behind. McConey right on Farrell's tail here for P6. 2 blue cars racing down the
Lovely
main
camera angle
straight.
from the game there for me.
I'm just on board with them at the moment.
Weezy picking up a 3-second time penalty. Here they come. Some of the drivers. Oh, hang on. Are those wets that I see from Nosey and Indian Jesus?
Interesting. It seems your prediction of the track getting drier very much not happening.
Well, they obviously think that it is too wet for Inters, and they're going, you know what, let's bring out the big boys. Again.
I think they might be onto
Tobes
something.
is also coming for wets.
I'm seeing more and more drivers get the cars more and more unsettled. I think that was the right call by them. We'll have to see what the leaders do. What's Dylan going to choose to do?
Interesting. Is this the first time we've seen full wets this season as well? Especially in this league. Well, tier.
I'm not
Unless
sure.
you saw them before I joined you as your co-host.
Were they in Singapore?
No, we went to Inters, if I remember correctly. We did go to Inters. Strauss picking up a 3-second time penalty.
I mean, I've seen wet tyres in Tier 2 before, but I'm not sure I've seen them this season. They all blend together. This is my 7th season with Tier 2, so goodness knows. As Farrell will piss with the first of the front runners into the pits. Liam following him in.
4-star is in.
Is
no,
he?
he's not 4-star.
He's not even made it to
who
the
am I
pits
looking
yet.
at? Wait, see?
Farrell?
I don't know, it's Farrell.
Farrell's in,
who I was
Liam's
looking
in. Strauss also
and
coming in.
they also agree that it's too wet for Inters. A lot of the boys staying out on Inters. But a lot of these boys thinking, nope, these Inters aren't cutting the mustard. I want wet tyres, give me my wets.
There was more penalties kicking in. Now, let's see where Knowlesy comes out compared to these boys. Knowlesy was a bit further down the order, but I think he might have jumped Ennis and Strauss. I don't know where he was compared to them before he pitted. But that is Knowlesy.
No, that's the thing. These boys that have just come in for wets, I think they've got the right straw. The boys that are on for Inters all got to come in, and this could allow these boys at the back to overtake.
Yeah, so, well, let's keep the gap. That gap between Farrell and Steiny, that is the thing to watch. We know Farrell's going to be slightly faster than Steiny on raw pace, not massively so. But Farrell isn't in fourth in the championship for nothing. And yeah, you know what? Farrell is closing in. That gap is really coming down. Half a second so far. That's not just driver skill alone. That's not just setup.
No, that's the tyres. It is definitely times for wet, boys. We're going to see a lot of people diving in, I think. We're going to jump on board with our leader. He's staying out. Cal Cohen's staying out. War Daddy's staying out. A lot of these boys are staying out. They're braver than me.
What's Shu doing? Shu's staying out. I think this is a massive mistake. I think he's coming in.
Let's see what he's doing.
I haven't just seen what his car did.
Is
yeah, the confidence of the car, you could tell he was... There's no way that man was staying out the track. He didn't trust the car enough.
Nope, 4-star stays out. Hobbsy stays out. 3-4 stays out, and so does Steiny.
Farrell actually just nearly taking a spin on the wets.
Oh, is it too tough to call?
So McConey...
Is it that point where it's too wet for Inters, but not too wet for wets? Are we in that sweet spot at the minute?
Well, the thing is, Farrell's still gaining on Steiny. I mean, definitely the wets are the faster tyre at the moment. They're not perfect for the conditions. You want it to be a bit more wet, ideally, but the wets are the quicker tyre.
The tyres can lift more.
Yeah, will it stay better for the wet tyres as Farrell passed Steiny and McConey passed Freefall?
See, I wonder if these boys that are staying on the Inters have gone, you know what, these boys are clearing more water than we can on wets. Why don't we just try and stick it out and see what happens?
Yeah, there's plenty of action now going on here as the wet boys clear through F123. Yeah, that's not quite available yet.
Nope. You can put your pre-orders in now, though. What's it called? I'm pretty sure EA will thank you. EA, we want paying for upselling your game.
Yeah,
F123 now with more bugs.
Are you sure? I think they've got a lot to challenge against with this game.
Well, red flags are coming back though, mate. So if red flags are available in multiplayer, this could be interesting for E-Leagues.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see about that one. Because it might be a case of only in single player, but here we go. Let's see.
Yeah.
Where is McConey? Is McConey now moving up the order again? Where does he come out compared to Cal Cohen and Waitsy?
A lot more are coming in now.
Cal Cohen is ahead of them. Actually, so is Waitsy. Guess it takes a little while to get used to the tyres. What is going on here? Steiny looking to get a move on. 3-4-4 P11 decides better of it. Yeah,
well, the top three are still quite positioned nicely even from each other.
Yeah, well, it's just clean air, isn't it? No spray.
One to watch now at the moment, though, is going to be Shu. What's he going to do? Is he going to wait and see what happens with Deeps dive in? Because you've got Cal Cohen chasing him up on the rear. Oh, he's gone for a bit of a slide, though, so nothing much that he can handle.
Do you know, I think these guys on the inters up front, the ones who are more comfortable on the tyres. Shoes, hang on, Steiny. What is this? Steiny out of the race, and that is a safety car. Now, will the guys on inters pit or will they stay out? War Daddy's pitted. And I imagine that the other inters runners are as well. Yeah, T-Griff and Shoes going to be coming in as well here, surely.
Dylan, unfortunately, was just past the pit lane entry.
But he's also just ahead of the safety car.
Drive through.
Ooh. Yeah, now Dylan is ahead of the safety car, so he can still go around and pit. Just wants to make sure he really keeps up with his delta here, without doing what Ennis did and getting that drive through.
It's just one of those annoying things, let's face it, where the safety car comes out and you've just passed the pit lane. You're in a far enough position where it's not going to affect you too much, but it's one of those where it's... could have been straight in.
Yeah, well there was that one time that happened with CRL, I can't remember who it was, which driver, it was in Tier 1 I remember, where the safety car came out at just the right time, and they didn't quite have time to pull into the pits, but the safety car still picked them up. It was almost perfectly a sabotage to them. So everyone else got a free pit stop, and they had to parade around behind the safety car for a lap, and couldn't get that free pit stop that everyone else had.
I remember my maiden series of CRL, they just added the Aston Martin safety car to the game. It was Canada, and there was a massive bug where a safety car would come out, but you could still race at normal speed, and if you so much as passed the safety car, you got black flagged.
Interesting.
We had to call the race off, and then during break week, we reran Canada. So I don't think we actually had a break. I think that was Series 5, if I can remember correctly. Yeah, because it was my maiden series, yeah, so it was Series 5.
Right, so yeah, Dylan is coming into the pits. He also agrees it is wet weather, so I guess it's, well, where does he come out compared to Calco? And they've all essentially had a lap just running under essentially a VSC. Safety car didn't pick any of them up.
No, it's waiting for Calco or Dylan.
Calco is still in the lead.
Is going to get the overtake.
Hang on, you know what here? Tobes has unlapped himself.
Yeah?
Took that pit stop, but yeah, now ahead of Dylan. So he'll be just trying to catch the safety car queue as quickly as he can here. Running the number 2.
Well, Dylan didn't lose 2. Well, according to this, Dylan's still P1.
Yeah, well, that's what I was expecting to happen. So yeah, Tobes getting himself back past the safety car. So hang on, let's get up the position changes here, see what this is done. The top 3 still the same order. Though behind that, T-Griff from P11 up to P4, he is doing exactly what he needs to do if he wants to mount a challenge for the title. Waitsy behind up 5 positions. I need to remind myself, how's he doing in terms of the championship? I mean, he needs some really strong results if he wants to get nearer. Especially compared to how Liam is doing, currently sitting, where is he now? I've lost track. 59 points behind, including the sprint race. And that's with just 3 rounds to gain that. He needs to gain 20 points on average. I mean, basically he needs a podium every single time, while Liam barely gets anything. Seems less and less likely as each race passes. I think we are just looking at T-Griff, McConey and Liam for the moment. Just see the drivers here behind the safety car queue. Some very big puddles forming in this arena section. So I'm going to take this opportunity to water my plants.
No, don't blame you. While the safety car is out, do what you need to do. I mean, we're just getting comfortable. Obviously, we've got to wait for Tobes to get. I reckon my prediction is lap 17 is when we're going to get under racing conditions again.
It won't be that late, because they only have to follow the queue for 3 laps. So, oh, what do you mean start of lap 17?
Yeah, 17 is when we're going to start racing again.
Yeah,
so
I think you're right.
Out this lap, out next lap, and come in at the end of lap 16 to start racing for lap 17.
No, I agree with you there. I think you're right with that one.
These boys just want to keep their tyres as warm as possible. In wet conditions it is a lot harder, because obviously the rain does cool them down. Wet's incredibly hard at the best of days to warm up anyway. Or I don't know if that's just me. Could be a skill issue, I suppose. And again, I've got a perfectly good excuse. I am a tier 4 driver.
I'm slower than tier 4 driver. Well, actually, it depends which tier 4 driver we're on about.
Me.
Don't know how you manage in tier 4.
Well, I'm not the quickest of drivers, I'm not the best of drivers, I won't begin to say I am. I mean, we've got a nice mixture down in tier 4, and it's the competition down in tier 4, it's fierce. Everybody wants to be the best.
Oh yeah. And then they all get moved up to tier 3 and want to go back down to tier 4 again.
Exactly. But it is a very entertaining league to race in, to be fair, because tier 4 we got a bit of mixture of everyone. People that are new to wheel or have been racing a long time, people that want with a pad, people that are just new to E-League and racing in general.
Oh yeah, it works perfect for beginners.
It's the licorice all sorts. It's the licorice all sorts of the World Racing League.
Yeah. And I will point out, it's also the oldest tier by a fair chunk. All the old farts sitting down in tier 4.
Oh, we love it.
Although we've got a few of them in tier 2 here.
Well, all being well, it should be in this lap. However, we are just waiting for Tobes to catch up. He is quite far behind, so there is a small possibility we could be racing come lap 18. All depends on what mood that safety car driver is feeling.
Well, I think it won't be lap 18, as this is now the 3rd lap following the safety car around. Plus that one extra lap where Dylan didn't quite pick it up. So hopefully no more sitting behind the safety car. I want to see some more some more racing going on. Nearly half the race done now.
No, it should be in. It should be in. It's just like I said, if Tobes can catch up or not, it all depends how the game's feeling.
If we ask nicely, it might, come in sooner rather than
I
later.
prayed to the weather gods and I got my full wet race, so pretty sure we'll put our hands together and pray maybe.
Yeah, look at the size of those puddles.
Just maybe.
You got offline here on the inters, and yeah, you'd be aquaplaning like nothing.
Oh, at the moment, yeah. If anyone was still out on inters at the moment, they wouldn't be lasting.
Now the question is, will it go back to interweather later on, and will drivers want to go on to the inters, or will it remain a wet race for the remaining duration?
Well, looking at that sky, it's got darker, the track is waterlogged. I think we're now going to be settling in for a wet race. Safety car is in this lap. It's gone, you know what, I'm sick to death of waiting for Tobes.
Me too.
The boys can go racing.
Alright, when's he going to go
But
back?
to be fair to Tobes, though, to be fair to him, he's unlapped himself. He's potentially back in this race. So
he's done what he needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. He had a big ask unlapping himself. He managed to pull it off. Now, Dylan could benefit him here and decide to wait.
Well, he has actually. No, he has.
That's happened.
Tobes
Tobes that has allowed him to catch back up. So all 19 cars. Oh, I tell you what, Cohen's trying to go for a sneaky move.
I think it's not a very sneaky move. I think he's going for a move.
He's going to go for it. What's going so
on the inside.
Back on the race conditions again. Very, very close. And Cohen has got past for now. Yellow flag in sector 3. Hobbsy's out of this Grand Prix. It won't be a safety car because of where he has crashed. But
let's see. Is that just going to be a yellow flag? I mean, he's on the racing line on the pit straight, but it seems, just a yellow flag for the moment.
It's because of where that gap is from the track to the stand. It's quite spacious. Maybe a VSC, but I think the game would have awarded it by now.
Yeah, well, sometimes the game's like, massive crash. No one got hurt, we'll be fine. But no, very nice.
I'll tell you what, who that
Cohen
did benefit, though. That benefited Cal Cohen.
To be fair, I think Tobes got the biggest benefit there. Really brought himself back into the race from what had been previously, honestly, quite a miserable start to the weekend. Sprint race struggled, start of the race struggled. Now, he's given himself a chance as that Indian Jesus dropping back a couple of places. That's at the start of the S's. Yeah, he drops right down to the bottom. Hobbsy, I'm so stupid there. Don't know what he did, but clearly feels it was a driver mistake. It's on his shoulders. Strauss picking up some penalties from P9. See, do we get more from Hobbsy, or is Hobbsy just going to claim stupidity and nothing more. Because we didn't really catch what happened there, but...
No, we're too caught up with the...
I've lost my thing.
Oh, there's another one. Tobes.
Oh no. And I think Ennis... Oh no, Ennis is pitting. It's 4-star and Nolsey. Must be pitting for a front wing, because he's certainly not pitting for Inters under this weather. And 4-star into P10, Nolsey.
I'm curious to see how Ennis entered the pit lane there, because according to my little mini-map, I think Ennis and Tobes were pretty much near each other, considering where they spun. You know, had to have crossed the...
Ooh, look at this. Some good
Something
racing
like
going on
mine.
here for P10, 4-star and Nolsey side by side through this middle section. Not a very nice show here. Look at that cutback.
Yeah, they are. They're putting on a show. They know we're watching and they're giving us what we want.
I think in the end 4-star is going to come out on top. Certainly the more experienced CRL driver of the two. Although neither of these two are in the championship fight. Where are they both actually? 4-star P9, Nolsey down in P12. Though we've seen both of them fight fairly high up the order in previous seasons. Actually, this battling allowing the drivers behind to catch up a little bit. Though we did see a little bit of Baconi, Cold Paradox action in the background. It's perhaps not caught up as much as they could have if there wasn't some infighting going on between them. Right, we'll have to watch the timing gaps here. No, McConey's going for a move on Cold Paradox. Down the main straight, side by side. McConey on the inside of the
I
Dutchman.
think he may have him here, to be fair. All depends who's going to break first. Oh, it's...
Ooh. No contact, please.
Ooh.
Nice.
Beautifully done. And the Alpine is through.
The Alpine is through, and also the Alpine's under threat from the Aston Martin now. DC thinking,
that battle
right,
brought real
you're just slow
DC back
exit,
into it.
I'll hop on board this. DC on the outside.
Yep, no worries.
Cold Paradox on the inside, but now DC giving himself the inside for the next 3 corners here. I think that is...
Well, this is where to
the
be
Aston.
at the minute. I've just looked at all the times, and this is the closest battle at the moment as it stands on track.
Yeah, the lead is starting to close up a little bit more than they were before.
Well, you know what time it is, Josh?
Jonathan? No, I'm not Josh. You said Josh
Sorry,
earlier.
Jonathan.
I'm not
I
Josh.
did. Sorry, man. Jonathan. You know what time it is, John? It's that time, if you press your red button on your Sky remote, that it'll do absolutely nothing. However, it does mean that the Tier 1 boys are kicking off over on the channel. Obviously, stick and watch us for a little bit, but if you are a fan of the Tier 1 teams, they're racing now. They've just got underway.
What, they're about to start? I assume they've had their one-shot quali.
They'll probably have their one-shot quality. They should be starting their sprint.
Oh no,
if I'm
they're
correct.
doing the one-shot quali now. I've just had a quick sneak peek. Here we go, we're seeing some
One thing
overtakes
you'll
here.
learn,
Liam and
I'm
Shu
really
here.
bad with names.
Shu, huge amounts of overspeed there. That is him through up into P7. Liam not having a particularly good race here. Shu still working on that redemption after that mistake, getting stuck in 5th gear in the sprint race.
No, he's put on a good recovery, to be fair.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what he needs to do, isn't it? Especially after a mistake like that, you just got to
Getting
keep your
past
head
Liam.
down, do the best you can.
3-4 down to P16. Indian Jesus getting the overtake on him. Both of these boys not having a good race, but they're one of those that keep coming, keep racing. And it's what we love to see. Even if you're not having a good day on the track, they just keep coming back for more.
Oh yeah. Here we go, DC Cold Paradox fighting again. Missed the start of that battle, but no, DC was ahead beforehand.
So the battle between Shu and Liam is where it could be spicing up, because Liam is catching up to Shu very, very slowly, but it is happening.
Well, you say that, but Shu did just pass Liam last lap. Although actually that gap has closed since I last looked at it, so maybe you are right. Seems the two of them kind of, whoever's ahead is the slower of the two. It's a slow exit here for Cold Paradox. DC safe from a potential overtake.
Battle between Dylan and War Daddy could be getting spicy. War Daddy closing that gap, trying to catch up.
Yeah, and ooh, okay. Look at Mr. Freefall there. On to the intermediates.
Oh!
Now, the question is this
Now
a stroke of
that-
strategic genius, or was he just having a bit of a laugh and we're going to see a spinning Mercedes?
Well, time will tell.
Yeah.
I don't think that weather or the track is ready for inters, but you can see where it is starting to dry in some places, but there's a lot of freestanding water on that track still.
Yeah, I mean, it's not as bad as it was at one point, I agree with you, but it does feel just a few laps too early. Doesn't quite feel ready for it yet.
No, but what you were saying earlier, John, was what's it called, is on the money. I think we could be going for an inters wet inters race.
Yeah. I mean, we'll have to see, but at the moment it is clearing up a little bit, the puddles shrinking bit by bit.
But you can see the racing line on the track, you can see where the drivers are taking, it's not lifting straight away, it's coming though.
As here we go, a battle for P10, neck and neck between these three. And I think all three of them nearly within half a second at one point as coming on to the main straight. McConey, a massive run on Knowlesy there, straight past that Haas car, up into P11. But actually now the Haas car, having had a slower exit, is going straight back up into P11. McConey forced to the outside, slotting in behind 4-star. 4-star just sitting there watching the two behind him in his mirrors thinking, oh, please don't involve me, I want to stay out of this one.
Tell you what, the gap up front is starting to close up a bit. Not a lot, but it's starting to close up. Apart from that safety car, it's been a pretty tame race, to be fair.
Yeah, no, it might just be me, but the wet tyres always seem bigger on these cars than the slicks.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. That well, obviously it's the 18-inch tyres on the, or whatever it's called. The 18s, isn't it? 'Cause obviously they up the tyre size from obviously, well, what would now be 2 seasons ago in real life. Obviously for the E-League boys such as ourselves, new season starts June 16th. If you order the pre-order Champions Edition, starts June 13th. 3 days early access. I'm one of those that will be playing it from June 13th.
Oh, and there we go. 3 drivers coming into the pits. More drivers still coming into the pits.
Yeah, question
It's actually out in a minute.
Yeah, they have agreed with
P2
Scott.
battle.
Another driver in.
Dylan
I
fending
think
off
they're all coming
Mercedes.
sprinters. It's called Paradox going for. He's also gone for inters. Yeah, it's
So I think now the track's starting to dry up. A few more battles going on around the field. So one for P2 there, another one for P10. I think we might be about to see one in the 3-way battle for P7, is this?
They must know something we don't down on the track. I don't know if Mark's telling them their engineer, or maybe coming for intos. But personally, from the comms box, I don't think it's inters weather. Let's jump on board with wait, see, and see what's going on here as he tries to go for the pass on T-Griff. Now we're in that gap down. And there is a yellow flag in Sector 2 for the Aston Martin. It is Ennis. I don't know if you can see it. Josh, John, that's 3 times I've done that now.
Yeah, I can, sorry. I've got a noisy flatmate, so I unplugged my mic for a bit, so I don't have a mute button.
No, that's fair enough.
Hey, so this lead battle, the top 3 are all really close together. I keep watching. At the moment, Wardaddy looking for a move on Dylan. Ooh, front of the inter-runners, Farrell, T-Griff seems to have gone the way of Farrell. I think, well, I watched this gap. I mean, it's quite hard to watch the gap between the front inter-runners and the front wet runners because there's a battle going on here. They're not on clean track. And to be fair, they really shouldn't be battling. They should be working together here to close in on the wet runners. Save this for later. Work together. Because you're only sabotaging your own race and championship chances here. Liam's ahead on the wets. He's your main opponent here.
But it's that natural ambition to want to be better than the rest. Let's face it. That's
yeah,
what they're going for. That's what's kicking in.
We've all got it. Some drivers are like, right, no, I don't care about the championship. I want to battle. I want to be the best.
Exactly.
My bit of track.
I don't think that rain is easing up, personally.
That gap has slightly increased between Farrell and Indian Jesus, but not massively, and I think a lot of that might be down to battling. It's hard to tell. I mean, the drivers clearly think something's going on. I mean, including the lap that just started, 12 laps remaining. Let's see where Farrell ends up compared to... Wow, that's not the driver I meant to hop on board with. Yeah, Farrell behind weight seat. Dylan's the one to watch as he was part of the lead 3 there.
Well, there's a good battle going on between Farrell and T-Griff at the minute. Very close, very close. I don't know if there was contact then, but it looked like there may have been small contact, but Farrell gets past T-Griff. See, these boys clearly know something that we don't. I really don't think it's dry enough for Intus. But then again, I'm just sitting in the comms box. It's different from up here than it is down there.
Well, you say that. I was probably mistaken on Indian Jesus' part. I just saw him get closed in on massive amounts. He's just closed a second and a half to him in about 4 corners. I think the front 4 have left it too late. Now they might just have to stick it out.
How long have they got? Well, Cohen and War Daddy have come in. You say they've left it too late.
Liam's staying out.
Well, he's seen his opportunity.
Yeah, oh yeah, Indian Jesus coming in as well. So just Liam and Ennis left remaining. Where's
Liam,
the thing gone?
Didn't we say earlier that Liam is the championship leader with no wins to his name?
Yep, no wins to his name. We'll have to see what happens here. 11 laps of defending is Dylan coming out ahead of Cal Cohen. Managing to successfully pull off the undercut, proving the Inter's
disappear for a couple of moments, mate. You will be by yourself for a few seconds because my son's decided now's the time to act like a dinosaur.
Get scared of a meteor then, yeah. Ooh, is contact here between Mercedes and the the Williams. As T-Griff looking to take advantage of it. The 3 of them 3 wide here. Haas, Alpine, Williams. Who's going to come out on top? So Haas, Mercedes, Williams. And T-Griff forced wide, picking up 3 seconds of penalties. That will be removed by the stewards. That was not his fault. It was, oh my goodness, because... Can these 2 even see each other? Because... That's how baby F1 cars are made, for any of our viewers who have been wondering. Not quite sure what is going on there between War Daddy and Farrell. But yeah, that's going to be distracting for T-Griff, that's for sure. So Liam's staying out. He's got 8 seconds at the moment to the nearest Inter-runner behind him. He's got 10 laps left. He needs to be holding for a second a lap. His fastest lap goes to Dylan. We saw a bit of a moment there between McConey and Nolsey. Nolsey losing out in the end as that's a yellow flag further down the order for free fall, I think, coming into the pits now. Apologies, you can hear the noise in the background. Hang on a minute, it's gone to softs. Maybe that's Liam's plan, to go straight onto the slicks from the wets. Freefall again, the first man to change onto a tyre less fitting for the weather, but that just seems crazy. I'll have to keep an eye on him, see how he manages this. As here we go, battle for P13, DC Indian Jesus through the arena section. Contact going on there. Aston Martin coming out on top. The gap has really come down between the top two. Liam suffering a lot on those wet tyres. Definitely not fast enough to maintain the lead. Current strategies remaining. So Coney gets the move done on Strauss, going a bit deep, but he can just park it on the apex for these next two. Get himself a good exit out of the final bit of that section. Yellow for toes further down, don't think too much of a concern going on there. More penalties picked up by the pack here. Liam still not pitting. I wonder if he's waiting to do what Scott did, go onto the dries. Troy, I think you're in the wrong stream here. This is tier 2. Pyro's up in tier 1. But here we go. Liam now finally under threat on those wet tyres. Going to lose out this position here. Still not dry enough to go onto the slicks, as Freefall has, retired in the pits after his choice. And there we go. Liam trying to force him narrow, but not enough.
Well, I came back and I heard a murder victim, and Freefall's out on softs.
I've been trying to, I've been dealing with them. I'm plugging my mic frequently.
I
think
get that, mate.
Worse than a child, these two.
Debatable.
They've come back just in time for it.
Scott?
He went onto softs and then was like, nah, I'm done, and retired in the pits. Is there? Yeah, there are.
Fair enough.
Liam just still falling down the order. Not faring too badly. His strategy might work for him in the end, but I think it'd work a hell of a lot better if he was able to go onto the soft tyres. It's not dry enough for that. But I assume you can't hear what they've been shouting in the background.
No, I can't.
Thank goodness. I'll send you what it is after, but I'll send you now just so you can understand the need for. Right, I'll find you on Discord first. Right, so Liam again falling down the pack, now down to P5 behind Waitsy and War Daddy. Though decent gap down to shoot.
T-Griff 5-second final. That was harsh. That was very harsh from the game there.
Oh, what on earth's happened here?
Place.
Big contact, McConey and T-Griff. That's a safety car.
Oh, I'm watching the wrong
Liam's
hash
celebrating.
driver,
Liam's straight into the pits.
I was watching the wrong hash driver. I was watching his teammate. That's why I said harsh. I didn't see what happened, unfortunately. Whoa! T-Griff. That was caught.
What's he done? No, it wasn't
Sorry,
caught on my
mate.
end.
Massive corner cut. 10-second time penalty. I was going to say, yeah, he's got to be retiring from that.
Yeah, that's a shame for him because that's pretty much his championship over. Was
Yeah.
P2 coming into this?
It could be reported, should be reported. However, that would be, I think that would be the kick in the,
Yeah, kick him
Well.
while he's down.
yeah.
Right, so Liam's down to P10 importantly after his pitting. Nolsey's also pitted, as has McConey. We'll see if Ennis does. I don't think Ennis will on fairly fresh inters at the moment. I just want to try and catch the pack. Yeah, Rob, I don't know if you have Discord open or not, but
I can take a look. We'll go down to TED Graphics.
right. So here we go. Free fall last pit stop.
Scotty's just at. Oh, he's asked for a You know what?
Yeah.
I think we should do it. Let's get him. I'm on it.
What? Add Scott? Okay. You can add him to the
Yeah,
party.
let's do it. Let's get a freeway.
Well, he's going.
get
Is he, I thought he was helping with tier 1. I know actually they've got 2 people, don't they?
Let's get him in. We'll get a bit of a find out what's going on for him. I've also had a message from Misa Bro. I can't remember who it is.
That's me.
He's had.
That's me.
Oh, is that you? Is it?
Don't read that out loud, but that's me.
Fair enough. I'm not going to. I just read what the message said off screen. For those that are wondering what was said in the message, if you do have me on Discord, drop me a message afterwards. And they'd be kind enough to tell you what he said. But we are now joined by the one and only Scotty 34. Scott, talk us through your race, mate.
Hang on, not yet. It's doing the thing. I can't hear him yet. Gotta be patient. He can't hear me either saying this though.
Until the end,
hang on.
we are
Right,
me predicting.
Hang on, Scott, can you start again? You can now actually be heard on the stream. You got my fun
Oh, I
insights
can now
to
be
it.
heard. Well, basically, I was ready for this and I put the wings up. It didn't work, and then I was expecting it. It's supposed to dry up towards the end of the race. I'll give you that little insight in. And I was ready for that. Told Mark, the engineer, get the softs ready for the next stop. I then came around the final corner, hit the wall, panicked, came into the pits, and then realised I was going on softs. It's a series of very unfortunate events, but yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we keep coming back for more. The reserve driver that's pretty much a full-time driver this season.
I mean, yeah, you've done more than half the
Yeah.
races so far, haven't you?
You wouldn't think I gave up my full-time seat, would you?
Well, looking at the amount of points you've got, you would.
Oh!
I think I'm at the grand total of about 5.
I counted before the stream. You're actually on 4.
Just kick the man while he's down like that. Yeah?
I'd die.
You
we
give us
got
plenty of
Mario
donuts
Kart
every week. It can make up for it.
You say this, I actually want to do a Mario Kart League because I'm actually good at Mario Kart. One driving game I am good at. See, we should do it. We should do one at some point. CRL Mario Kart League.
Oh, we definitely get that organised. Anyway, how's the race been for you lads? Seems to be, from what I've been seeing and hearing, a lot of nice little battles going on all over the place. So.
Yeah, it's kind of just every now and then a random battle pops up. At the start, it was surprisingly tame for a wet race, but then there'd be moments of complete and utter chaos. There's a safety car restart where they were closer than where they were in the grid start at one point in that middle sector somehow. So hang on, I'm gonna have to unplug my mic because they're screaming flatmates.
There was at the start. There was seemed to be 3 battles going on. You had the battle P1 to P10, the battle P11 to P19, and then the man in P14 at the moment, Tobes, doing his own little thing in P20. He's recovered a little bit nicely, but yeah, this will be an interesting restart.
Nail on the head there, Scott. To be fair, what's it called? Is if you were sat in the comms box with us.
Well, I'm not good at racing, so I might as well get ready for the comms, you know. Just
It gives you
keep an eye
practice
out.
for Jenna
keep it
next
clear.
week.
Exactly, mate. Keep an eye out for everything. I don't miss a thing.
No, safety car should be in this lap. It all depends if how the safety car is feeling. If he's going to wait for Ennis and go, you know what, you've had long enough to catch it up. But ones to watch out for, probably Liam, McConey, Ennis, Nosy, all on the 2-lap old Intus.
Yeah,
safety car is in this lap.
Someone in chat saying someone should have gambled on softs. I was actually thinking that earlier, didn't mention it at the time.
Well, the rain is still coming down, the track is still wet.
Yeah, but the rain's it's less rainy.
He
He could have gone for the gamble, especially those further down the order.
Wow.
You know, it's kind of anyone, I don't know, not in the top 10, you're fighting for so little points, you may as well throw in the risk anyway.
Scott, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with there. Ennis, obviously the exclusion, but you know, McConey, Tobes, Go Paradox, Knowsley even. Yeah, softs on. Maybe by the last lap it could be dry enough, but I think we're about to get green flag racing. He also hands you back across.
Yeah, here we go. Cal Cohen already under threat behind from Waitsy. Oh no, Waitsy actually having a little moment himself. He was nice and close. Now himself under threat from the Mercedes of War Daddy, Red Bull, Mercedes. Where have I heard that before? Actually, the top 4: Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes. So, oh no, that's a Williams, not a Red Bull. Never mind, ignore me. Oh, but here we go. War Daddy running a little deep. Oh my goodness, nearly taking out the Red Bull, and he's flying down the order. Oh, nearly took out the Williams there. Both Williams are in the top 5.
Lucky no one got any hits
yeah, I was thinking that. Lucky he didn't take anyone out there. Just Liam looking to move up into... Actually, no, losing his position, I think. 3-way battle here. Strauss, Indian Jesus, and Liam. Liam especially looking for points for his championship hopes. The only one of this battle... Oh no, Strauss is somewhat still in the championship fight. Not really.
Indian Jesus getting himself back into P7 with 2.5 laps to go. That's what we want to see. Talk us through the championship leaders at the moment.
Yeah,
John,
well, of course,
where
Liam,
do they
our
stand
championship
as it
leader,
speaks?
down in P9, looking to leave this race, still leading the championship. In fact, he will leave this race, still in the championship, because the only man who could have overtaken him is Mr. T. Griff. And need to remind you, that's the name of the driver who DNF'd down in P17. Retirement in the pit lane for him. Next closest man is McConey. McConey down P13 in the race. So not looking good for him. Farrell then P5. I mean, I think Farrell will jump up into P3 in the standings, but this is looking better and better for Liam, because all the championship front runners are having a bit of a flop of a race. Waitsy's P5 in the championship.
John, just off the top, just looking at that chart, who's going to be left running with 2 races left to go after this?
Waitsy, Farrell, I think all top 5, as here we go, Liam and Strauss contact. My goodness, lucky to not spin there, very nice save, did drop, has he dropped a position to DC? They're inside each other. Side by side, that Ferrari and the Aston Martin. There's just a lap and a half left to go. Liam now with the inside for the next 3 corners. DC though not wanting to give it up. Surely he's gonna, yeah, there we go, just ran wide eventually. Can't hold on for that many times on the outside. As actually Nolsey's poked his head in without even noticing him coming until last minute. DC dropping yet another one, and McConey having a little peek as well. McConey wants as many points as he can get here. He's not technically out of the run-ins yet, they're forced to back out of that one. But fighting for absolute pennies this far down the order.
Well, 1 lap pretty much left to go for our boys tonight.
Yes,
Dylan's had a fantastic race.
The numbers I'm running, Liam, Tigriff, McConey, Farrell and Waitsy will still all be able to do something championship-wise. We'll have to run the numbers once, you know, obviously provisional numbers, we'll have to run the numbers once the race has come to a close, see who stands where. So McConey looking for a move on DC. We'll hop on board though with the P5-6 battle of Farrell and War Daddy. War Daddy again running deep, the second time we've seen him do that since the safety car restart. Loses out to Farrell. Farrell needing this one. 50 points shy of Liam at the moment. P5 he's looking to pick up. Only 14 points for that one. So really needs to try and find a little bit more.
From Liam here. Obviously that little bit of contact with Strauss, I was just looking, just before that he was within the 3-second penalties of Farrell in this race. Could be crucial for that championship fight. The gap currently just on the 4-second mark, so I think 2 or 3 seconds here from Liam could close that gap down and jump the position.
Yeah, but I mean Liam is in the strongest position anyway. If he finishes where he is now, I think next race he will leave championship leader no matter what, as McConey makes a mistake.
Yellow flag.
Still pointing forward, but dropped down a few positions there. So Liam nearly into the back of
It's been a really
Strauss.
eventful race, but the man who's had a fantastic race is Dylan. He is a reserve, I believe. He is a reserve, isn't he, boys?
Yeah,
He
he
is.
is a reserve, but
He
yeah,
is,
he's
and
won
he
it
goes
fastest
on to
lap.
win the Mexican Grand Prix and set the fastest lap right at the end. Then it's Cal Cohen, and then Shu, because weights and penalties will be our top three.
Yeah, and in the end, Liam P8. Drivers moving up and down the order. McConey finishing P13 in the end. Ennis dropping down a little bit, and Tobes way down the order. But it is Dylan, Cal Cohen, and Shu in the end on that podium. And I will
Driver of the
quickly...
day for me has to be Mr. Indian Jesus, after having a bit of a shambles at the beginning, has worked his way back to P5.
Yeah, I'm plugging in the numbers now, seeing what they say championship-wise. Right, Farrell, what's he got? He's got a P6.
Just while you do that, Jonathan, big thing to note as well, the championship constructors battle raging on, and that is a huge P2 and P8 for Ferrari in that battle. I believe our nearest rivals, Alpine, of course, McConey in the championship battle for the drivers, down near the low score, and maybe not even in the points. He might have just nicked at 13, so this could be a big night for Ferrari in that battle as well.
Yeah, so I have ran the numbers. So yeah, Shu and Strauss are out of the championship fight. Even with Shu finishing P3 in this race, still not enough for him to remain in the championship fight. Assuming I've put the numbers incorrectly. But that leaves, yeah, 35-point lead for Liam now. He's looking very strong going into the last two races, Jeddah and Spa.
Well, looking at the paddock chat at the moment, can't repeat some of the stuff which is being said, but yeah. But that has been our Mexican Grand Prix sprint weekend. Dylan getting maximum points. He got the fastest lap, he got the sprint win, and he got the race win.
Oh wow, really? I didn't even notice that. It wasn't
he got everything.
It wasn't the Grand Slam, was it? No, we did see him in second at times.
No, he's not got the fastest lap. Apologies. No, he's not been awarded it. Someone must have poached it at the end. I didn't see that. Did anybody catch who it was?
If we scroll down, yeah, it was Nolsey.
Nosy.
You can see he's got that 1 point next to him. So actually, Nolsey will pick up that 1 point as he finished P9 in the race. This isn't. Hang on, I'll go to the race results here. You can see here Nolsey with the fastest lap there down in P9. But a quick rerun through the order. Dylan getting the win. Actually, the manager joined the party. We'll hear from him in the second. Calco in P2. Shu finishing off the podium. Waitsy P4. Indian Jesus P5. Powell P6. Then War Daddy. Liam, our championship leader, further extends his lead over Tigriff. Nolsey, DC, 4-star, and Strauss, the last of the point scorers. McConey just missing out on points. And Carl Paradox, Ennis, Tobes. Very rough week for him. DNF from Tigriff. Freefall. The man actually joined us at comms at the end. Hobbsy and Steiny finishing off that order. So, well, can one of you two invite Shu? Yeah.
I'm absolutely awful at inviting. Scott, would you mind inviting Shu for us, please?
I'll be able to get IDs or ID Shu, whoever he likes to go by.
Yeah. So, well, Dylan, can you hear me?
Yep.
Well, congratulations on a very strong race weekend. Nolsey did poach that fastest lap at the end, but you won the sprint and the feature race. So what, 36 points from one round. Not bad going at all.
No, to be fair, what you call it, it's strong week after all that, and what you call it, the pace around this track is very good compared to what you call it, what was the last time I'm in Tier 2, so yeah, it's a strong performance, so yeah.
Yeah, because you didn't race last week, did you? Or did you? No.
I raced in Tier 1 last week.
Oh, right. Okay, but then
So,
also...
yeah.
Yeah. Carl Cohen, you finished P2 trying to remember. You got P2 in the sprint, didn't you? So yeah, very very strong from you two. And from P18 in qualifying, after whatever mistake you made there. Well, yeah. Any hope of catching up with Dylan, or do you kind of think you were destined to get P2 and no chance of anything else from the start?
At the safety car restart, I thought I had a chance at the last one, but my straight line speed was better. A little better, but of course the lap, like in the middle sector, and
Yeah.
the final sector, I just, could have maybe pushed a bit harder, but I got stunned and so. No, it was just too fast.
Well,
Yeah, now-
just to apologise to all you boys to begin with, because before the race, I don't know if any of you had the stream in the background, I did kindly say to John that I hope it rains. And, wow, the rain
Yeah.
dance worked.
When it rains, it pours. My goodness.
Yeah, it did.
Right, is
Well,
Shu join the party, or Ids? I don't know what it wants to be called.
He should now be added.
I
Actually,
know he's
think,
already left the session, so there's a small chance he might not be.
I don't think we actually
this
pinged
evening.
him. I'll.
While we do wait for ID Shoe. Oh,
Ah,
no,
there we go,
there he
just
is.
joined
The
the party.
ID Shoe's arrived.
We can't hear him just yet, though. Please tell him.
Can't hear you just yet.
But yeah, well, interesting race from him because, of course, we saw that mistake he made at the start of the sprint race. We'll ask him about that in a second. Said he got stuck in fifth gear, actually, while side by side with Dylan. I don't know, Dylan, if that gave you a scare in terms of was that your fault or not, but we'll have to ask him his perspective on that when we can hear him. So, well, Shu, can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I can.
Nice. Well, first off, we've got to ask, sprint race, what happened?
Oh, I was making my be real. That didn't go well, and I spun in the last lap.
Ah,
So there was
yeah.
no contact between you and Dylan then.
No. I was just bottling it.
No, so the only reason we asked because the camera angle it gave us was so bad, it genuinely looked like there'd been a bump.
Oh no, I just went too fast on my throttle.
Fair
And,
play, fair play.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened if I wasn't making my be real.
I've got to say,
Well,
from an amateur perspective, I will be nominating that for moment of the season.
Oh, yeah.
Ed loses the sprint race by taking a B-reel. That'll be in there.
I think he's got a big competitor with Nick from last week with his wheel disconnecting.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But yeah, no, very, very up and down race there. Actually, Shu, this does knock you out of contention for the championship battle, despite the fact you got P3. Now, just 5 drivers in the running for that. But I'm going to ask you three, not even the championship battle anymore, but how do you find Jeddah as a track where we're racing next week? I know Dylan in reserve, so might not be racing, but especially Kavko and Shu. Thoughts on Jeddah?
Oh, Jeddah's great, but I missed too many races to compete in the championship, so I'm not upset about it. And Jeddah, I will hope for a podium there.
I can't say fairer than that.
I love Jella, it's a great track.
Scott, if you are racing, how are you feeling for Jeddah next week? 'Cause not only are you comms in it, obviously, for me on Monday night, you could potentially be racing it Thursday night.
Yeah, obviously, a comms perspective, it always throws up something interesting. As a racer perspective, you know it's a great track when even I say I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that tells you everything you need to know. It's a beautiful track to drive, especially when you get in the rhythm. So, if I'm not racing, I'm hoping to watching some beautiful stuff.
Yeah,
No, it's been a...
well,
Go on,
anything else from the drivers or the commentators? Because I think I've started watching the Tier 1 race now myself.
Yeah, no, what's it called?
Last thing to say,
Hmm?
Liam has got this in the bag.
Yeah, it does kind
Is
of
that
feel
what
like
you're
it now.
thinking?
Well, he's got a 35-point lead at the moment.
Anything can happen between now and Belgium. All it takes is for him to have a mess up in Jeddah, and it
Or-
can happen. It's
or
a
for
street
someone
circuit.
to someone to make him ever mess it up.
Exactly. Anything can happen.
I hear it's a treacherous
awful
place.
circuit to have before the finale, with it still being this close.
Echo that there, Rob. 35 points with 62 available. Sorry.
Yeah.
All it takes is a lap 1 retirement and say a Farrell
Exactly.
P1 and fastest lap, and that 35 points is only 4.
Exactly. It's still a long way to go with 2 races left.
Your maths is a bit off, Scott, but yeah, 14. Unless you meant T-Griff. But yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
Right,
yeah.
Yeah, I think we will end that here. So go watch Tier 1. I'm not logged into the CRI YouTube on my computer, so I can't just stick it in the chat. But go watch Tier 1. They are racing away. Already have 3 retirements, so Tier 2 are far better.
Wonderful.
But yeah, from us, thank you for watching. Thank you for the drivers, and congrats on the podium. And we will end the stream now. So goodbye.
Goodbye.